Magic Carpets is a 4-year project Folkestone Fringe has been working on in collaboration with another 14 European countries, bringing together emerging curators, emerging artists, working in communities to realise the public artwork.
So Magic Carpets this year has been slightly different from the years before in that it's been a continuation from some of the projects that we started last year with the same artists. And so last year we started talking with Mary Conroy and Craig Gell, kind of meeting remotely online to start to have conversations about, areas of interest.
We're sharing a lot of research material about the area, the landscape, the geology, the ecology and the environment in general, the natural environment in particular, which I think is a common interest that we share.
Craig's particularly interested in Folkestone's relationship with water and the history of flooding in the town. This year he continued his project Pent Happenings, and again he ran a flow rate event.
The flow rate event gives people a chance to actually have a tactile connection with the environment, and I think that was the key thing there, and analyse what's happening exactly in the landscape.
I don't know how I would have engaged with the topic just presented with data, but the way he gets you involved in the gathering of it in this sort of more experiential, sensory way, it's been really interesting.
Or 1 decimetre or 0.01 metres. So under the heading of Pent Happenings, I've also put together this Pent Sounds sound map, where I've been out into the landscape tracing the course of the Pent stream. The artworks that I've exhibited have definitely been augmented by Mary's presence. Mary's been looking at the geology. We got together and went on a few recce's around town and into the countryside.
I'm quite interested in materials as a maker. Really, I started looking at a lot of the bricks that are here. The colour of the bricks, they range from yellows all the way down to really kind of metallic blacks, and I just found that fascinating. So the project kind of developed into an exploration of clay, really.
So she used clay from Kingsnorth Gardens. She dug into an allotment and under the mud and found loads of clay.
It's really interesting because the 3 clays that I got were very, very different. And for such a small town, I thought that was fascinating that they had such different properties.
Inevitably, she was really drawn to the Warren because the Warren is absolutely amazing, and she was looking at the Galt clay there.
It's a place where you can have direct contact with clay that's in the sand and in the cliff, and so she ran a workshop inviting people to engage with the material and to just play with it and touch it.
We just got our hands really mucky and made pinch pots and found things to make patterns on them with, and that one felt like a real sort of let's have a look at where things come from.
So then we had a second workshop in the urban room where people came and they made a little ceramic tile from clay that had been mined in Folkestone town, and what we did was we used objects from the beach, from the streets, so it was kind of a way to pull things together from different people to kind of create a kind of a map of Folkestone, or a kind of an artwork or a relic or an artefact of the future of what Folkestone was like on that day in July in 2021. So we installed that on Tontine Street on an old pub.
It's there for everyone to see, and it's kind of part of the public facade and part of the fabric of Folkestone. We've been talking to Mary for about 1.5 years now, and so to see something that Mary's physically made and for her to physically put it up in the street is really special.
I think this has been a really good one for me to sort of understand why what Magic Carpets are doing and have done is so important, and having someone come here and looking at your own town through their eyes really makes you notice things you didn't notice before, and I think there's definitely been some sparked interest.
And the opportunity to bring people in from outside and see the town through their eyes, anew and afresh, has also helped us be more ambitious, and I think also strive to be a better, more relevant organisation locally.
Folkestone seems to be very much ahead of the game in terms of using creativity and using art to develop a place, or with the idea of placemaking in mind, and it broadened my idea of how to work with people and what it means and what needs to happen for it to be successful.
This is the last year of Magic Carpets, so this is the last series of projects that we've been doing. I feel like it's been a very rich experience where I've just learned a lot about Folkestone and the people in Folkestone through all these projects, and that's been really lovely and has made me feel like I belong in Folkestone as well. It's all about connecting people with place and creating that stronger sense of belonging. And yeah, I think we've created some really brilliant projects. Yeah.